Okay, we are live. Let me make sure because sometimes it posts as private. I don't know why it does that. And it did, it locked it.
We're
So,
live.
yeah, we are live.
Yay.
Yay! All right, super excited about today's conversation. Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful people. Hi, everybody in Facebook and YouTube land. Appreciate y'all when you guys do join. I know I got to share and everything, so I'm pretty sure no one's watching yet, but it's okay. Um, I'm going to introduce myself really quickly so that I will have time to share. So we'll get people in here. Uh, I'm a little rusty, so everybody work with me, please. I
Right.
haven't done a panel in about a little over a month, so you know,
Girl, it's like
no
right.
pressure, Shay. Just be amazing.
You're fine. You're fine. You are just fine. We're happy to be here to see your face.
I'm happy to
Yes,
see your
indeed.
face. I'm happy to see all of you here. Appreciate you all for coming and giving your words of wisdoms and your jewels for today. So yeah, I am Shabreon Howard, aka Shabreon The Advocate. I am a 33-year-old sickle cell SS warrior. I'm also the daughter of a sickle cell warrior. My mother passed away from complications of sickle cell when she was 25 and I was 7. I am also the mother of a beautiful, how old is she? 9-year old, 9-year old trait warrior. She is amazing. She's dynamic and I love her so much. And uh, she's also a mini advocate, so yay to that. I'm a filmmaker, photographer, graphic designer, writer, author. What else do I do?
Girl, list it all, honey. Okay.
Advocate, mental health advocate, sickle cell advocate. Listen, we would be here all day. So I'm going to stop there because the list of what I don't do is a lot shorter. So
Feel you.
I'm gonna leave it at that. That is who I am, and I'm gonna pass the mic to Ebony. Please introduce yourself.
How do I follow up behind that? Like I'm just me.
Right.
I know you did not act like you ain't just on here being
Listen.
amazing.
Well, my name is Ebony. I'm a family nurse practitioner, but more importantly, I'm the mother of a 14-year-old sickle cell warrior. Her name is Essence. She has hemoglobin SS. I'm also an advocate, and she is an advocate as well. Um, I'm not as magnificent as Miss Shabrian. I'm just a family nurse practitioner and an advocate, just trying to learn the ropes out here in these streets. That's it.
You are amazing, so stop it, okay?
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone on here is amazing. Like I already know
Absolutely.
that. So I think we're just matching amazing at this point. Like we're
I
matching.
received that.
Whole vibe, okay? All right, Brandon, you're up.
All right. Well, my name is Brandon, aka Be Smooth. I am 24 years old. I am a sickle cell warrior with SC. From North Carolina. I'm a dancer, author, motivational speaker, clothing designer, photographer, videographer, and recently got into modeling. It's a lot of stuff that I do, but that's just to sum up basically who I am.
Little humble brag, just a little humble brag, You hit us with a Masego, I do everything, you know what I'm saying? Playing every instrument up in here, okay? I'm with it. I'm with it, y'all. Run their resumes down.
I'm just saying, I can't wait to the listen. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm still right here. I'm just excited. Everybody calm down. It's just me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tanisha. I'm sorry. I couldn't see for a second. Can you introduce yourself, Tanisha?
Me?
Yeah.
Hey y'all. How y'all
Hey,
doing?
Hey.
good.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting situated. I just got back in the house. But my name is Tanisha K. Hall. I am the owner of Tanisha K Collections LLC. I have been a sickle cell advocate since 2008. Started out in Dover, Delaware. Once I graduated college, I moved back home. So now I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, back home. And I enjoy working with the community. I enjoy working with the advocates. I have a lot of things. I do a lot of media, clothing line, graphics, design, all kind of things. And I right now currently am working for media at my church, Rock City Church of Birmingham. And yeah, I'm just living in my purpose and going for whatever it is God has me to do. And definitely trying to mark and leave a legacy behind so that my name and my work will speak for me.
Mm.
And I do. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep it going. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Again, everybody calm down. I'm going to have to say that a couple times today. So,
Is
okay.
it on me? Is it my turn?
Yes, Lena, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Hello to my panelists, my fellow panelists, and everyone out there in YouTube land and the internet. I'm Lena. I am a sickle cell warrior. I'm 38. Well, I will be 38 on Friday. And I'm a sickle cell warrior. Yes, y'all. Okay. Okay. Blessed. All right. Um, I have sickle cell beta thalassemia plus, and I live here in Indiana. I'm in the middle. So, I was born in Chicago, but I'm here in Indiana. I love the state. I love the folks that have nurtured me here. I have recently just exploded onto the scene. I've been advocating like a bit, like throughout the years as a young person, kind of getting some training wheels. But these last like 5-6 years have been absolutely just tremendous for me as a launching pad when it comes to my sickle cell advocacy. And so I now advocate for sickle cell 100% of my time. I am now in the nonprofit space as a founder and as well as a certified medical advocate. I am also a contributing author to sicklecell.com. So you'll see articles pop up, and it'll be just a funny story that happened to me, or something that's relevant on the subject of sickle cell from a warrior. I am a wife and a mom. I did go and get some education, and I have had past careers before my advocacy. But I just am super blessed to be here with everybody. Most recently, I have entered the YouTube chat. So I do have my own YouTube channel now. And so that's where a lot of folks see me with this background, is on my YouTube channel. I'm Lena Lavish, the Queen Warrior herself on YouTube. All right. That's it.
I love that background, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It blesses me every time. It reminds me who I am every day.
Happy early birthday if I don't talk to you or see you.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
So yes. Okay. Pisces season. Okay, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with a little bit of the attitude real quick,
Okay.
we get in there. It's gonna be the
Listen, I passed the baton to you because my birthday was a couple weeks ago. So.
Yes, ma'am. So you done already set the scene. So,
yeah.
We have to get right. Yes. No, we celebrate every single birthday in life, but especially as a warrior, because We go through it every day, all day. It don't stop. We can't opt out, and not many people, it's not for the weak. So.
Not even a little bit. All right. You ready? Yes.
Hello. My name is Josiah Frierson, Minister Josiah Frierson. I am a former EMT, and upon not being able to continue to do that, after struggling with a little bit of sickle cell for a little bit, I am a 35-year-old sickle cell warrior, sickle cell SC. I decided to really just get serious about God, and that's when I started going for training to be a minister. I am an ordained evangelist and ordained teacher at my church here down in Miami, Florida, 305, Razor Sharp Ministry, and that's the name of my church, Razor Sharp, like a razor. Razor Sharp Ministry, so if y'all ever in town, definitely come check us out. I am a minister on staff at Razor Sharp. I also advocate with sickle cell, for sickle cell with ASAP. I have a shirt on here. Miss Kimber Gauthier is the president and founder. It stands for Advancing Sickle Cell Advocacy Project. We go out to the hospitals, and actually we go to the medical schools and teach the up and coming doctors about sickle cell before they get tainted going to the hospital. So just different things that I do. And I'm also am starting a mentorship program. I'm over the young men at my church, and I'm getting ready to start a mentorship program with young men down here in Miami, Florida. And that is my story.
Wow. Okay, I done took notes, okay?
Okay, Marlene.
All right. Well, my name is Marlene. I'm also known as Lena, but I spell it differently, Lina. I have a long list like Brandon. My hands are in everything. My main focus is teaching. I'm a preschool teacher, a model, an actress, a sickle cell advocate. I will soon be enrolling back in school just to take some credit classes. And I also will be a future author writing a children's book about sickle cell. How old am I? I'll be forgetting my age sometimes. I'm 37.
Yeah.
37 years old. I'm a dog mom. No kids yet, but I do want kids. What else is about? I'm in Oakland, California, and as y'all can see, I'm supporting my sickle cell warrior. And then the bottom of the shirt says it's not for the weak. So I also, last but not least, is my candle business. I'm the CEO of Spoiled Pleasures. So make sure y'all check me out, spoiledpleasures.com. I sell soy candles, wax melt, room spray. I'll be adding bath bomb soon. I have lip scrub, vegan lip balm, and the list goes on. But I'm happy to be here. I'm also a sickle cell warrior, SS.
Loving it. Round of applause. Yes. Okay. Look at us. Okay.
We just clap for everybody here today.
Yes.
Okay. Listen. First of all, I wanted to say thank y'all publicly because this was kind of last minute. But y'all showed up though. And I appreciate that. And it means a lot to me. And I know it'll mean a lot to the community. And I will be showing this to the kids as well. So I'm super excited for them to see this. So for the one time, can we just say hi, kids?
Hey, kids. Hey, kids.
Hi, children.
Hi, kids.
Okay. All right.
Buddy said hi, kids.
Oh, hi.
Oh, look at it.
Oh. I wish I could. Okay, we have one more guest. So Amos, can you please introduce yourself really quick?
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm Amos, from Louisiana, but resides in Texas. Some of y'all faces are familiar that I can see. How y'all today?
Good. How are
Doing
you?
Doing
good.
Pretty
well.
good.
Can't complain. Just in this hospital, but I'm good.
Well, thanks for being on. We know
Yeah,
that
that.
lifestyle. We know that lifestyle.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Make it on.
Hmm.
Said glad you could make it on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I wouldn't, man. Anything to help out and give back. I'm down.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you tell the people, like, who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff? Just, a little
Okay.
quick run
I'm
through.
Amos Hines. I'm a registered nurse. Actually been in healthcare for 18 years. I was diagnosed with sickle cell at the age of 3 years old. Like I say, I reside in Texas. I'm originally from Louisiana. Um, just basically average person, trying to make a difference in this world that we live in with sickle cell. And, just give back. I mean, like give what I was given,
Mhm.
or a little bit more than what I was given, should I say.
Yeah.
Mhm. Doing your best.
Awesome.
I love it. Love that.
Right. Okay, good. All right. So today we are talking about leaving a legacy. We kind of touched up on it a little bit, but uh I think that dealing with sickle cell in any capacity, you think about life in a different you know aspect than most people, and you think about the things you want to leave,
Right.
or the mark you want to leave, or what you want to do. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason why it was so important to do this panel for me personally was just to inspire those who have sickle cell, no matter how old you are, sickle cell trait, anybody really, but specifically sickle cell patients who feel like, they may be, because they have sickle cell,
Shay, your
that's
phone
all.
going in and out. Is that me or y'all?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm
Yeah, we
sorry.
can hear you.
Good.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I could put my mic on. Hold on, where is it? I probably should have found that beforehand. So we're just gonna try to work it out, and
No,
I'll
it's
just try to
fine.
talk
It's
quickly.
coming through pretty good.
Okay, it might be my heater. It's probably what it is.
Girl, mine broke. I'm so sad. Dang, I gotta get a new one now.
Listen,
I was like, let me turn this heater on. My nose started running. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. We get sidetracked here a little bit. Uh, so what I was saying was, it took me a while to answer answer the calling on my life, answer the things that I knew that I wanted to do, things that I had to do, things, the mark I wanted to leave, things I was passionate about. So I know all about, taking forever to finish school, or, you know, life feeling like it's passing you by, or feeling like you're just existing and not living, and all the things that come along with having sickle cell, but not being able to fulfill the things you feel you want to do in life. So this panel is pretty much here to, like, show everybody that it's possible. You can do anything you put your mind to. I say this all the time. Sickle cell is just as much mental as it is physical. As long as you keep your mind right, and your mind prepared, and keep yourself in the right mind state mentally, there's nothing you can't do. Uh, Probably not, go ice fishing or stuff like that, but like other things, like
Right.
different stuff, but different things that you might want to do. So I felt moved to do this, and I just want to thank you all for joining me and being a part of this conversation, and just having this talk. So I just want to talk about what legacy means to all of you and why it's important to leave a legacy and what you feel your legacy is and how you feel you're fulfilling that. I know that's a lot of parts, moving parts. So what I'll do is I'll answer it a little bit, and you guys can feel free to kind of jump in where you feel comfortable. For myself, I feel like I put a lot of pressure on me because my mother died so young with sickle cell. She died at 25. And I feel like I was her legacy, right? So I am a lot healthier than she was. I've been able to do a lot more than she was able to do. And the stuff that she instilled in me, the giving, the loving, the caring, all the stuff that she made sure to leave me with, uh, I try to give to the world. And I try to give to my daughter. And speaking of legacies, that is my greatest legacy. So she's going to, so far, you know, everything that I do is not even going to compare to the amazing things I know that Nyla would do. So I feel like knowing that that's the best thing that I've ever done, and I've done a lot of great things, right?
Okay.
But she's definitely my number one legacy. And then comes my love for filmmaking and writing that I found at a young age, and just being an advocate and being able to talk about things that most people kind of shy away from. That's my that's my comfort because I don't kind of run away from the things that most people kind of shy away from. So I feel like that's my superpower. And yeah, so I'll ask the questions again. I hope that kind of helped navigate what you guys were going to say with me asking those questions all, back to back.
Yeah.
So basically, what legacy, what is your legacy that you would like to leave? And, have you considered, you know, your passion, and is it in alignment with what your legacy is? Let's just make it a little bit more simplified. Do it like that. And feel free, you guys could just jump in. I can call on y'all however y'all want to do this because y'all know.
I'm gonna go first because I'm like the low. Like, first of all, I want to thank everybody on this panel because it's panels like this that I'm able to show to my daughter, who's a warrior, who sometimes she feels defeated when she's in high school or feeling like she can't do certain things or she can't accomplish certain things. So, to me, I'm blessed to be on the panel because I get to show her that there are people like her that can do miraculous things, that they're like, even the sky, saying the sky is a limit that does not exist when you put your mind to it. So I just want to thank everyone here for sharing your story because I take pride in showing her things like this, taking her to conferences and having her see that there's more to life than the pain that she may have while she's like, living through this disease process. So with that being said, she is my legacy, right? So I like to think of legacy in the way of you have a birth date on that tombstone, you have a birth date and you have a death date, and the legacy is that dash in between. So for me, I she gave me purpose. She is the reason why I talk to anybody and everybody about sickle cell. Like, I'm a nurse practitioner, so if you're a healthcare provider around me and you don't know about sickle cell, you're gonna learn today. I'm also a professor, so when I teach my students, you're gonna learn today. I talk to my friends about sickle cell. I talk to anybody willing to listen about sickle cell. But while I do that, the purpose is because I want to give my daughter Essence the tools that she needs to also educate and to advocate for herself. So to me, just like Shabreon said, like, my daughter is my legacy, right? So when she's watching me advocate, when she's watching me stand up to whoever about whatever as it pertains to her disease process, is to me to empower her so that she can carry the torch for others, because it's going to be people like her that she's going to need to speak life into. It's going to be people like her that she's going to need to advocate for. So in my opinion, that's my legacy. But I wanted to reiterate that I'm super blessed to just be amongst warriors that have y'all doing it. Like I said, I'm like the low man on the panel. Like I'm just listening and taking in all the jewels you guys have to drop. So thank you again for sharing your stories.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Thank you so much. I received that.
You're welcome.
You are amazing. First
Ebony,
of all, I was trying not to say nothing, but I'm like, listen, everybody on here is amazing. Okay, I purposely listen. I'm intentional. I'm
Yeah.
meticulous. I know what I'm doing. So just know, if I reached out to you, you are as equally as amazing as all of us here, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you for advocating. We appreciate you
Thank you.
for teaching others, you know, because they need to know. Like you said, they need to learn.
Yeah, I was about
So
to say it's my pleasure. It may not be pleasurable for them, but I love it.
Ebony, I think that you're a mother that is wanting to do more and care more for sickle cell, because it's a bunch of people that don't have parents that understand what sickle cell is about. So with you being a mother and raising Essence, I think it's beautiful that you tap into the community and you're able to show her that, because that'll give her hope for the future. Because I know it took a while for my own family to understand what sickle cell was, and even for my mom to come and visit me. It took her a while to do that. So thank you for doing that. And I didn't even realize that was you until you started talking and you said Essence. But I'm glad to see you. And thank you so much, because
It's
we
my
need
pleasure.
parents for us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Trust me.
And as
Am I the only one having value issues? Like I can't really hear. Like
does anyone else
I
have
can
a
hear
problem?
okay. No, I can hear okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something. Oh,
Either turn your phone up or log off and come back.
You might
oh,
have to, log off and come
I'm gonna
back.
log off and come back in.
Okay, no problem.
but I just want to say to Ebony, as someone who was her patient, a former patient, everything she is saying is 100% true. And I know y'all were talking about heaters. Me and Ebony, we down here in the 305, so we nice and warm. I just
So
have
yeah, no toasty, but
Yeah.
no. Listen, when I tell y'all, a nurse practitioner that knows what she's talking about, she knows sickle cell, and just to hear her say Essence, it's been a few years since I've seen her, but Essence in high school, I'm like, wow, it's been that long. But when I tell you, she takes good care. I mean, we all have parents, but to see her and the care she gave for Essence, the care she gave for us, fellow warriors, she's not just talking. She lives this life. She's an advocate. She's on the support group, ASAP that we on. So, Ebony, I don't think I've ever said it, but as your former patient, I thank you for everything you do. I thank you for the care you've given me, and just keep doing what you're doing.
you trying to make a
Wow,
gangster cry, Josiah.
that's amazing.
But
That's
thank you.
amazing.
All right. So anyone else wanna talk about answer the question?
I'll
Anyone
jump.
has it? Okay, go ahead.
So for me, when I went to college, first going through high school, I didn't have any crisis. I wasn't in the hospital. Um, I didn't have any issues until my freshman year of college. And that's what put the fire under me to advocate, because I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, but my mom had moved us to Delaware. And that was my 11th and 12th grade year of high school. And I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I wasn't sure the path that I wanted to take. But I ended up getting a scholarship to go to college. And once I got that scholarship, I said, okay, I'm going to focus on going to school, because around me, everybody from back home was either having kids, getting knocked up, or doing things that I felt like wasn't something that I directly wanted to do. And even though I didn't know my purpose, it came literally probably sophomore year in college. And I was sick. and didn't have anybody in Delaware to help me. I ended up going, I literally was walking from class trying to get back to my dorm room and passed out in the middle of the courtyard in campus. And by the time I got up, I didn't realize how long I had been laying there. And I walked to my dorm and I felt myself getting ready to pass out. So I knocked on my neighbor's door. And then as soon as I put the key in the door, I just fell out in the floor. And I woke up to a whole bunch of ambulances, paramedics, students, everybody, the dorm mother, everybody just standing over me. And that was when I started feeling like, okay, I started getting people asking, well, what happened to her? They seen them willing me out on the stretcher. And it was a bunch of questions. So I went to a HBCU and I was like, well, I know I can't be the only Black person on this campus that has sickle cell or knows what sickle cell is about. But one of the, what did you call it? One of the head housing guys, he was a parent of 4 warriors with sickle cell. So when he found out I had sickle cell, that was like a covering for me because he was able to look out for me. He also like helped me do things with his family. Crazy thing was we had the same exact last name and we're not even related. But I was just like, okay, well, let me see how many other people at my school had sickle cell. But I didn't know how to do it. But I was very active on campus. I was a part of SGA. I was the dorm president, the treasurer for SGA. Like I was doing a lot of stuff. So I started an organization on campus. It was a student org called One Common Cause. And the common cause was basically whatever health issue you have, let's come together and work on it. And from me putting on my first program, it turned out that I had 60 to 80 students that either had sickle cell or had the trait. And then we did trait testing, and 2 of the athletes found out that they had the trait and didn't know it. So from that point on, I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, let me keep speaking. Let me keep going up to people and making different contacts to see how far I could go with it. I really didn't know. And I went on Google because at that point, 2007, 2008, there wasn't a lot about sickle cell being talked about. So I
Sure.
Googled sickle cell and a book popped up with Dominique Friend's name on it. And so I reached out to her. She called me back and she agreed to come to the campus and speak to the students. So from that point on, she basically put me under her wing and she was like, I want you to work with me. She said, I don't understand how all of these people are on this campus and none of them knew about sickle cell or none of them knew that they had it. And there was this one girl in particular, she had it and I didn't even know. We had like 4 or 5 classes together and she would miss class. We lived in the same dorm room and I would be wondering like, is she okay? Come to find out, we were passing each other one day and she was on her way to the ER when I was going to class. And she was from Jersey and didn't have family. So for me, that just struck up how I started advocating with sickle cell. Then I went ahead and said, okay, well, let me try to put a brand and a name with a face. So I started my Tanisha K Collections collection just by simply just trying to brand a product and put something out there with sickle cell on it because like I said, there wasn't a lot of merchandise, there wasn't a lot of music, anything dealing with sickle cell. So 2018 I dropped my website in my store site and people started pouring in and saying, oh, I love your design, I love your collection, I want to do this, I want to do that. So that started into me going into doing an LLC. So I was in a hospital 2019 and a lot of my warriors and pastors and people were calling me and they were like, your purpose is bigger, your purpose is now, like this is why you fight so hard. And I literally in the hospital filled out all my LLC paperwork. By the time I got home, and remind you, I was fighting ovarian cancer at the time. And they basically took out my ovary, removed everything, sent me home. About I was in there probably 33 days or so. And I got home to my license in the mail for my business. And that itself was just a wake up call. And I realized that I'm leaving something here, not just for me, but something that when they look at it, they're going to see my name. They're going to want to know who that is. And they're going to understand that sickle cell is the reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. And I started writing my book. I'm waiting to get that self-published. So if anybody knows how to do that, please link up with me. But
Holla at
I
me.
started that book by just journaling. And I was journaling my feelings. I was journaling every day that I would get sick, the things that was happening to me, people I was coming across. And 10 chapters turned into a full book. And so I'm getting that one out. And I want to do a second one and a third one because I have a lot of things that I want to get out there. But I recently just started a prayer live with Josiah, and we went live on Facebook for 21 days, basically talking to the community, asking and talking to them about prayer, fasting, how to overcome daily struggles, grief, living with sickle cell. And it turned out to be something really, really dope. So I plan on doing that continuously with Josiah. And I look forward to the outcome of that. And when I think about leaving a legacy, it's not just a name and a face, but it's the work that you put in that's going to help the people coming behind you. And that's what
Mm,
I enjoy with
very
that I do,
true.
because even as a camp counselor for sickle cell kids, my babies at camp, they always want to know more, and they want to know what they can do and how they can do things. And I didn't even understand for myself. When I graduated, I went to school for broadcast journalism, and I wanted to be a news reporter. But I didn't know going out there in the snow, the rain, sleet, all of that was going to play a huge part in my condition. So I had to basically rechannel everything and find out how my degree could work for me. And that basically turned into me working with my church, getting paid for what I do, doing social media, videos, everything, training people. And it has literally changed my life for the better. And I'm grateful that God had a purpose for me. I'm grateful that I get to share it with other warriors and just help the kids coming forward, because those are the ones that I think about when I work and I advocate.
So true. I like that.
I'm done.
We are dead. We are dead from
Listen,
I'm gonna just start
financially.
giving finger snaps.
Yeah.
listen, listen. Okay, so I just want to say you are amazing. I
You
tell you, I've told you. I think that, not think, I know that you are definitely doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're helping people. I know the lives that you were just doing helped me a lot. I tried to tune in as much as possible. It was around the time I was sick, getting sick and stuff. So it did help me through some stuff. So I appreciate that. And I look forward to what you will, make of it in the future. And yeah, like,
Thank
you are amazing.
thank
you are amazing.
But
You are
listen,
amazing.
that's gonna be the most quoted. You can quote that for me all this whole live. I'm gonna keep saying that to everybody because it's true. So so if y'all don't hear it in Facebook land or YouTube land, because they are. So I'm gonna tell them that. Okay. So who would like to go next? Who would like
I'll go
to?
next. I'll go
Okay.
next. Um, Me for advocating and going as hard as I go for sickle cell. It started. It started like basically seeing a lot of warriors die when I was young because, like I said, it was no information. Like sickle cell was something that I mean, if you say sickle cell, it's like you were like standing in a room by yourself and everybody else would just shut themselves off from you. Like like you were like to have sickle cell was pretty much you were outcast. And I mean that was in this I was born in 77, so I'm 45 years old. And I seen a lot of warriors die at can you hear me? I'm sorry, can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yes.
But I saw a lot of warriors die at an early age. And now that I'm older and have more knowledge in healthcare and more knowledge about my own care, it makes me look back and say, could some of those people have been saved? Could some of those people still possibly be here today? And it's a very touchy subject because us as black males, I mean, like a lot of black males that I know, I mean, it's like they don't want to have the conversation. They don't want. I mean, they don't want to have the conversation about sickle cell. I mean, they would prefer to talk about anything other than sickle cell, but they don't realize how bad it do affect you as a male, and they don't realize what it do to your body, what it do to your mental, your physical, and pretty much everything. Every part of you as a male is destroyed because you feel like that you can't hold a job, you feel like that you can't do things that other males do. So it takes away from your manhood, but it makes you feel like that you are basically placed in a bubble. And I try to get most men to realize that yeah, you might not be able to go out there and power lift and drive trucks and do whatever, but you still have a purpose. You still have something that you could be doing that will actually set you aside and probably make you even more greater than that male that's out there doing XYZ. So there's a lot of things that come along with having sickle cell. It plays with your mental. I mean, I was talking to Shabreon the other day and I was telling her, how a lot of us don't like going into hospitals. We don't like going into hospital settings because the first thing we get there, we're judged. I don't care if you have on a scrub. I don't care if you have on whatever. When you go into when you walk into that ER and you're triage, you're judged. And a lot of people don't know, the things that are said because, I mean, it's said behind closed doors. And I'm one of the ones that I've heard it first on because I'm not a poster child for sickle cell, so I'm not going to go in there and say, oh, well, I got sickle cell. But when I see you doing something or doing something wrong to someone with sickle cell, the first thing I want to do is I want to speak up because I was always taught if you don't identify with the problem that's going on, you're just as much as you're a part of the problem because you didn't speak up and say anything. So, I mean, dealing with sickle cell has been a struggle. I mean, because like the young lady that spoke before me, she said that a lot of times your family don't understand. A lot of times your significant other may not understand. Your husband, your wife, or whoever you're dealing with, I mean, they may not understand. And that's why I was telling Shay Beyond the other day that relationships are so important. I mean, like it's very important to have that companionship. It's very important to have that significant other, someone that you can talk to as a person because the whole world may shut you off, but that one person may understand you. So that was one of the things that I wanted to touch on was, warriors developing relationships and let them know that, I mean, you're not alone. I mean, even if you want to develop a relationship with another warrior, whatever you decide to do, you shouldn't have to fight this fight alone. I mean, like, I don't feel that no one should ever be shut off and not be able to get companionship, love, whatever you're looking for, whatever you desire, you deserve to have it. I mean, because you probably would not realize how much it would help if you do have that. If you do have that significant other, that person you can talk to, that person you can vent to, I promise you, it does make a difference. And I mean, I'm not going to stop ever advocating for sicklers. I mean, I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care if my phone ring 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. If I'm up and I can talk, I'm going to talk because that could be the last. That could be that last phone call. That could be the last thing that person is able to say, and you can make a difference. That's why I believe all of us on this screen, we all have a purpose. We all have something that we should be doing because I'm pretty sure everybody on this screen is way in their 30s or going into their 30s. And I don't think that we're here for no reason. Like you're not still existing with something that's painful and it's something that's overlooked and underplayed as sickle cell, and you don't have a purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have something that we should be doing, whether it's communicating with each other, whether it's, helping each other get to the next level. We all have something that we all play a part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all in different states, cities. I mean, like, but we all play a part. We're all family. We're all connected in one way. And that's a painful way, but we're all connected.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Hines, if you wanted an offering today, we should just pass the
Listen,
collection
because
plate
I
since
was
you in
about to start
position.
throwing tissue in the mix. I'm
I,
like,
I took cash out. I took cash out.
Listen, drop it in the chat for me. Drop it in the chat.
No, I'm being serious. Like, for real. I mean, like, y'all just don't know how passionate I am when it comes to sickle cell. Like my warrior sisters and brothers, I go hard. Like I can't be in a hospital setting and one of y'all are being mistreated or one of y'all are being treated a certain type of way because guess what? I'm gonna step out of character and I'm gonna forget about me. It ain't about me no more. It's about my brother and my sister that you're mistreating. Like I mean, that's just how I go. I mean, Shabreon, I mean, y'all don't know me, but she'll tell you I will go hard behind one of y'all
Okay,
because
so okay. I'm sorry, I did not mean to just interrupt like that. Sorry. Brother Amos, so
yes,
do you advocate for sickle cell patients
mhm.
like regularly, like your friends and stuff?
It probably will be more than what you know because, like I say, a lot of them will call me like if they're out of state, if they're anywhere, they'll call me, be like, "Well, can you call the emergency room? Can you do this? Can you do that?" Yes, I can. I mean, like I say, I mean, it don't care where you are. I don't care. I don't care if you what
You're
state,
kind of
city.
like going in and out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's
Just
better.
talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself because somebody's at my door. But feel free, Lena.
I
Help me
mean,
out here a
so
little.
I was just wondering because I mean that's what I do. Like that's my nonprofit.
Mm,
There's a course for that.
okay. I mean, like I say, wherever I can, I'm the type person wherever I can be used, I don't mind being utilized. But
Okay.
I tell warriors all the time that I'm not your Uber pass. I'm not your DoorDash pass. I mean, call me when the shit is real. Call me when you need someone to really advocate for you. Because you get lost in the mix. I mean, a lot of these guys and girls, they start to think that you're there for their own personal gain. Yeah, I'm here for your personal gain, but we're gonna utilize me when you don't have the when you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things. Like, a lot of guys and girls need in our situation,
Mm-hmm.
they feel like that if you're not giving anything monetary or if you're not doing this and you're not doing that, you're not. They don't want to utilize
All
you,
right.
and
Oh,
that's another.
that's so
That's
sad.
another.
That's so
No,
sad. Those
seriously.
folks, they be hoisting them coins up higher
Oh,
than
yeah,
human beings. They be like, no, this is my shekel.
no. I'm just saying, like, I'm here, like, for real. Like, I'm here, like, when you can't get that dose of pain medicine that, I don't know if you really need it or not, but that's not my question to ask you if you really need it. I just know you say you need it.
That's right.
So I'm here to make sure that if you call me and you let me know some things are going sour with the doctors and with the people that are taking care of you, I'm gonna get on the phone and I'm gonna call and I'm gonna find out. And that's what I was telling Shabreon yesterday. Like a lot of this stuff now has to be put in writing because when you're dealing with HIPAA, I mean, it's a lot. It's more than what you think. So if you have that one person that's advocating for you, put them on your list. I mean, give them their name, give them their number. I mean, because they might be able to say something that your mama can't say, your sister can't say, because they don't know. They don't have the medical background, or don't have they can't say it. They don't know what to say. So now you have somebody on your list that can actually call and advocate for you and speak for you and get you what you need.
Okay, we have a couple of comments, and
Okay.
then we're gonna keep it going because we don't want to have everyone here too long. So
Okay.
let me scroll back because we got a great comment here. Sorry, my computer trips. Okay. Has anyone thought of possibly reaching out to the colleges in your area and doing as the young lady did while she was on campus and finding out who may have sickle cell or the trait and giving the knowledge to others on campuses and continue
Oh,
to get the word out to them what help is? Um, we can answer that in a lot of different ways. Well, go ahead, because I know you have an amazing answer that you've already done. So go ahead, go right ahead, love.
how you knew what I was about to say?
Because listen, I know.
I know you. Okay, so one of the thing that I am most proud of the most is that we started, when I say we, a group of advocates came up. We were sitting, and because my lane for sickle cell advocating is college and teenagers, I said, how about we do a HBCU college tour? We did our first HBCU college tour, and it was amazing. I was project manager, and I was working with Joelle Darbonet and Shamanica Wiggins, and they were a part of Bold Lips for Sickle Cell. Rest in peace to Joelle. Um, that tour turned out to be so powerful. When I tell y'all, we went to Prairie View, Jackson State, FAMU, um, where else? FAMU, Jackson State. We went to a total about 5 or 8 colleges. And it was literally just a group of us. We went, basically, we did a panel. Everyone talked about sickle cell. We asked people in the audience about sickle cell. We did trait testing. We gave out apparel. We gave out sickle cell merchandise, brochures, everything. And so I am trying my hardest, even though she is gone, I am trying my hardest to do that again. And I want to go to more than 8 schools. I want to do this on probably about a 3-month tour where we can hit up as many schools as possible. Lo and behold, it was not easy. It came down to transportation, finance, hotels. Um, we were able to work the Uber out where we did a ride share. Everybody could fit in one big car to travel, so no one had to travel back and forth. But we literally had warriors coming from Texas, California, Georgia, what else? Alabama. So we had a bunch of warriors that came together, and that tour was amazing. We had our biggest turnout was 350 students, and
Wow.
I really, really want to see that happen again. So if anybody wants to do it or wants to help me put it together again, I want to do it a little different than how she did it originally, but I want to hit more schools, because if we can continue to do that at more HBCUs, and not just HBCUs, but that's where my heart is. So that's where most Black people are, and that's where I want to start at. But it's necessary. So I definitely want us to, anybody who wants to think about helping me with it, or school that you want to go to, let me know, because that tour was amazing.
What state are you in?
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, but it doesn't which state I start with, because we
Okay.
literally we had sponsors. The sponsors help finance with the flights and the hotels, and once we can get the flights and hotels secure, everything else is a go. We had the T-shirt for every school, their school colors, and it has sickle cell HBCU college tour on it, and I think we can make that big. We really can. I brought it to a couple more people. They said, "Oh yeah, we want to do it." Never heard anything back. So I'm gonna take it upon myself to try to do that again.
Well, Tanisha, I'm definitely here for you. It's funny that comment that was the person who left that comment is my mom. I just
I'm gonna need you not to do her like that,
Hey,
Josiah.
mama.
Hey, mama.
Why you do that?
it's actually something, not the same thing, but like I said, that we go out and we talk to the medical school students about sickle cell. So I think we can kind of integrate that with your vision as well as what we do down here and make it happen. So, definitely reach out to me, and we'll definitely be, I'm all on board for that.
I think
All right.
collaborating the two will take it to a new height, because I know about the college tour that you participated in, Tanisha, and I know what you do, Josiah, and I think collaborating it'll take off.
Yeah,
I
that's
Wow.
think
big.
I think
That's the
that'll
way
be
to
really
go.
dope.
All right,
Okay,
And it's
networking check.
number, like
let's
unit, and we do things together to get so much further. I don't care about the credit. I don't care about who did what. Unity in numbers, and the goal is awareness. That's it for me.
yes, absolutely.
Same.
Y'all already know what type of time I'm on, obviously.
Same.
So let's go through the comments really quickly. And then Brandon, Josiah, Lena, Marlene, you guys, you beautiful people, we're gonna hear from you all because I know it's been a little bit. Okay, so we have Christopher Hill says, right, you gotta help when you see the struggle. Carmen McCoy said exactly. The Sade Scott said absolutely. When I hear my SC friends are in a lot of pain and the nurses and doctors don't do a damn thing to help, I get active because now I'm ready to swing. Listen, okay,
Don't
I
be
get it.
swinging on nobody. You going to jail.
Yeah, I get the
I mean,
energy.
sometimes.
The energy. I get the energy, but don't go to jail. But I get the energy. Okay, some of these I'm gonna just kind of skip over unless it's like because they were responding to what was being talked about, and I don't quite remember the parts they were on. So Christopher Hill says, I appreciate you, Amos Hines, real folks. Zola Mordo said, you guys are doing great. Christian Waddell said, where's everyone located? I am in El Paso,
El
Texas.
Paso.
Every
El
time I say
Paso.
it, I'm in El Paso, Texas.
I'm in Houston, Texas.
California.
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
Hey, baby, 305 all day.
I'm gonna just claim Southern California. I'm sorry,
I'm the only one
Southern
in the
Florida.
Midwest. Am I the only one in the Midwest?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Detroit, so
Okay,
I
in
can claim the
spirit.
Midwest, but I live in South Florida right now.
I feel you. Yeah, I'm in Indiana, y'all. I'm in Indianapolis. I'm repping Naptown. Okay.
Yeah.
By way of Chicago, Chi-Town birthed me, but I'm here in Indiana.
I'm originally from California. I'm not from El Paso. I just had to say that. I'm from LA.
You ain't saying it right. El Paso.
Okay, let me put that out there real quick. I'm from Los Angeles.
You
Okay.
ain't saying it right, Shabreon. El Paso.
I had to say El Paso, Texas. Okay. Let me bring it back together. Everybody calm down. All right. So are we
You be the
ready?
main one acting up, talking about calm down.
Listen.
Everybody settle down.
When I say everybody, I'm talking to
I'm
the
talking about
personality in
myself.
my
I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Calm down, calm down.
Everybody here. That's it, Okay. Just had to. Never mind. It's okay. Marlene, would you like to talk about? Did you talk about? No, you didn't. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna start off with my passion first. My passion I found at a very, very young age. At the age of 14, I knew that I wanted to work with kids. Growing up, me and my sisters used to play school all the time, and I would pretend like I was grading papers. So when I was able to finally work at the age of 16, got my permit to work, I started working at a home-based childcare center that my sister actually went to. Worked there for about 2 years. School started getting a little crazy. I have what do I have? My AA is in child development, a BA in child development, and then
Listen, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but let's everybody mute ourselves so that we can hear her properly.
Okay. And then I have a master's in business management. From there, basically, my passion increased even more because I was like, you know what? Yeah, teaching, I really enjoy teaching. During that whole time I was in school, I continued to work. Um, so I was going to school as well as working. I had my battles like we all have. There was a time even during college when I was working on my master's degree. I was doing an accelerated course, 2 years instead of completing 4 years. And I had got severely sick. But luckily, I don't know if it happens in other states, but for people that are listening that have sickle cell, when you go to college, that's what I found out. For college, there is a disability program. I know for California, I don't know for other states, but if you go to college, try and ask about a disability program. Because of the disability program that I signed up for, since I ended up sick, I was able to do my test either after I got out of the hospital, or I could do it while I was in the hospital. So that helped me pass school without, I guess, being stressed out. Um, so my passion, like I mentioned, is working with kids, young kids, teaching preschool as well as advocating to sickle cell warriors. I have, like Tanisha mentioned, I've spoke at two different elementary schools about sickle cell in Oakland, California. I've also volunteered with the Red Cross in Oakland to promote donating blood for sickle cell warriors specifically. That I've done at least 4 times now. I don't remember the sickle cell group name that I worked with, but it was a group of Bay Area sickle cell warriors that all came together to promote advocacy at those two elementary schools, as well as participate at the Red Cross Foundation. I'm working on my children's book, which will talk about sickle cell. And I also, my Spoiled Pleasures business, I have a special sickle cell candle that I came out with for the warriors. It has a red dye in it for our blood. There's a small size, and pretty soon I will be selling the apothecary size, which is a larger size sickle cell candle, which I've been getting a lot of good feedback on that people been asking for. So I'll be starting that soon. As far as my legacy, um, I want to be able to leave behind for my future kids money. Basically, I want to be able to promote all of my businesses related to sickle cell. I'm going, like I mentioned, I'm going back to school. Just for a few business credits. Like I mentioned, I already have my master's degree. So I'm just going back to refresh my brain and get out there back in the world again because of, COVID and all that. And like I mentioned, there's nothing like learning and continuing your education, regardless if it's going back to school, learning online, a trade school. I'm very big on education. So that would be leaving my legacy behind. Being able to educate in any way I can, any subject that I can, and being able to promote sickle cell as much as I can in any way I can. And that currently is through my sickle cell candle and my future book.
Okay, so listen, you're amazing. Did you mention your modeling and acting? Am I tripping?
I mentioned it before when I was describing myself on the first introduction part. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm a model. I'm an actress, legal advocate, preschool teacher, and soon to be student again. So my hands are in many things.
Okay, so
I admire all the different talents on here. Like I really do. Like it just lets me know that sickle cell people are some very talented individuals. Like I just think if we put all these talents together and come up with something, how amazing it could be. Like just mind blowing. Like I mean, most people only look at us that we're a hospital, lay in a hospital bed, and take medication. That's all we're looked at as. And look at all these talents that God has collaborated and put together.
Yes, God, yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
There is
listen,
no hustle like a sickle cell warrior. I can tell you that.
You
Yes, that's actually good. Me and John talked about patient and anxieties, stuff like that a few days ago. And that's actually something that I kind of thought about doing because I'm very big on holistic methods to help with my sickle cell. I mean, I do take medication for my sickle cell daily, but after the pain medication, that's always my last resort. And I use meditation daily. And I really feel like that has helped me long term. So that's something that I'm also looking into doing as well.
I definitely am into that. I listen,
Can
just last
anybody mute?
week. Yeah, let's mute again. I was just gonna say just last week all my doctors thought I needed dialysis, and I went from that to find myself a little bit of wiggle room and time to actually get myself back together with my kidneys, and that's honestly all I need because I'm so proactive with my health, and I do so much to keep my health in line, and which is why I'm so very strong-willed. That's the word. When I go to the hospital, because I do so much to stay out of there. When I'm there, I'm like, listen, okay, I've done my job. It's your turn. Do yours. So I get it. I'm actually looking into some stuff right now. Working on some stuff. I do, the cooking videos. So I have something special coming. You know, I'm always into something. I'm always doing something. I can't just sit still. That's my problem.
Cooking videos, I haven't tasted her food, but it looks delicious.
Thank you.
I think we should just kind of, save some money up and book a flight so we can get a plane.
that's
I
what
got
that's
you.
what I told her. I said I'll buy the food as long as you cook. I will buy the food. Trust me.
I got y'all. I got y'all. Thank you, Boo. I got y'all for sure. Okay. Okay. Back on topic. See how I did that? I'm making time here. I'm making time. Uh, okay, so let's hear from Brandon, and then we'll go to Lena. Did you speak yet? No. Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, Brandon. Let's hear you.
Well, I appreciate everyone, doing this, especially the men, because there's not a lot of men doing this. And speaking of about sickle cell, um, first I would say, you know, I would talk about like my passion because my passion is dancing, but also, motivating people and making people smile because that's something I love doing. And dance came to me at a very young age. I would say like at the age of 3. Professionally, I've been doing it for 16, going on 17 years. And as far as like when I was in school, I had a great, support system, but it was difficult, since I'm the only one in my family that does have sickle cell. So majority of my family, they was very supportive and stuff like that. And, they helped out a lot, make sure I'm good and stuff like that. But yeah, like my legacy, I knew that dancing was gonna be an outlet for me. And especially when I wrote my book, I wrote that when I was in 10th grade, that like in one day. And I sent it to my dad. He didn't know much about it until, I sent it to him. And when I did, everybody was like shocked because they was like, we didn't know that you was talented in so many ways, not just dance, but also, you writing and doing stuff like this. And I sold out when I first dropped it because everybody in my school had like bought it, plus family and friends. And yeah, like when it came to my legacy, when I first did the Set Me Free video, I was actually in the hospital when I filmed that. And it's on my YouTube channel. But yeah, that video, it woke up a lot of people, not just, people that deal with sickle cell, but people that may or may not have any type of health condition whatsoever. And that's something that I've always wanted to do, was motivate people and encourage them, no matter what condition you may have, that you can do anything in this world. And that's something that I stand by and I truly believe because, growing up, I always had doctors say, oh, you're not capable of doing this, or you may die at a young age, and blah, blah. But, clearly we're living proof that, we're still here and stuff like that. And, yeah, being realistic, I'm not even supposed to move the way I do when it comes to dance. And when I was born, because a lot of people don't know this, but one of my legs were shorter than the other. But by the grace of God, they're the same length, and I'm out here dancing, photography, and doing all this amazing things, which I am truly blessed to have these gifts and able to, share it with the world, and also talk to other sickle cell warriors or just people that, like I said before, may or may not have any health conditions. And, you know, being a sickle cell advocate is really important to me because I've helped so many people without me even knowing it, just through my art and the stuff that I do, to where people just hit me up saying, I motivated them, I encouraged them and inspired them to do this. And, you know, kids love what I do, and I love making everybody smile. And I'm glad that, because recently I started doing a podcast, me and my dad, we do it every Sunday on Facebook, and we try to reach all ages. And that's something that I am truly proud of doing because, not many people are doing that, especially at my age because I'm 24. And a lot of people tend to attach to me because how young I am and how, you know, motivated I am and stuff like that. And I have a lot of wisdom, and there's a lot of things that I have to say. And like I said, I speak up when it comes to sickle cell. And if I see somebody being mistreated, I don't have to know them, but I stand 10 toes behind that because that's what I truly believe in. And yeah, as far as like my legacy, I want to leave behind knowing that I spark the minds of people of all ages to never give up and, keep going. That you can do pretty much anything in this world, but also generational wealth for my family. So therefore, when I'm gone, they'll still have, things that they can rely on even when I'm no longer here. So yeah.
Powerful.
I like to too, but I'm not a professional singer.
Okay, listen. So I just had to say something to what you said about, the doctors giving us, our death dates, are saying we're not going to live past certain times and stuff like that, because I was told the same thing. And I was told that when I was like a teenager, oh, you're not going to live to 40 or past 40 or something like that. That's what the doctor told me. And so I'm hard headed and stubborn, right? So when I heard that, I said, okay, hold that thought. And then I actually found older women living with sickle cell. Couple was in their 70s, 60s, 50s. And I did a documentary about them. And I just got so much wisdom and guidance and just inspiration from them
Yeah.
about like, listen, I could do this, like who are they? Because for them to say, oh, the California rate, death rate and all this, and I was like, okay, and I got it on tape, so in case they needed to see it, I
Right.
helped them out. But I'm grateful that I'm hard-headed and stubborn, to say the
Man.
least, because
You was told 40. I was told 18. Like it was like you're not gonna live past 18.
For
And I was
me, it
like,
was
Told to
for me it
18.
was 20.
And then after I hit 18, I was told 21.
yeah,
yep.
told me.
Final.
Well, as you can see, the devil is a lie because I'm still here.
Come on now.
Right.
I was gonna say, the most stubborn people last the longest. So
You better,
Yes, and that's fact. Okay, I'm gonna be here a while, so if
determined.
y'all
Okay.
waiting on me to go, listen, keep waiting.
you better keep your ears
Don't
open,
hold your
keep your
breath.
ears open and your eyes closed, because I ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Okay. See, here we go again.
Here go them people again.
And again, I be talking to the people in my head when I say stuff like this. It's not y'all, it's me. Okay. So, okay. Just had to specify. Lena, are you ready? I know you're ready. You ready?
Okay, girl, let me just knock this out because
Oh, she took her glasses off. She gonna get real. Here you
Watch
go.
out now. That's like putting a boxing gloves on.
y'all are not even
Oh, my
ready
shade.
though. Y'all are not even ready though. Like the amount
Okay,
of
everybody mute
time,
yourself.
the amount of time that has passed where sickle cell was ignored and shoved and brushed away into that dusty corner, like no, we don't have time for that, we don't have time for y'all. No, that's over and done with, right? Because this is a perfect representation of what it looks like to burst beyond the barriers of your chronic illness. Not just your chronic illness, but your most excruciating of all time on the whole planet, okay, type of thing. When we say we're warriors, we don't mean warriors like how everybody else is using it these days. Oh, I'm a diabetes warrior. I'm a, it's legit, but like, oh, I'm a headache warrior. I'm a, bee sting warrior, blah, 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 blah. Then people don't know nothing about being a warrior. Okay?
You better watch that word beehive. Be us say people that
I
they
ain't
gonna cut
scared
us
of
down.
them. That witch can send her beehive if she like. I like her music though, but she ain't got nothing on me. I'm Lena Lavish. I'm a walking miracle. Tanisha is a double, triple walking miracle. Okay? Just because people don't know us or recognize our names as soon as they see us because we ain't on, CBS and wherever, Twitter, I don't know. It don't matter. None of that matters.
You gotta add yet to that. Y'all not there yet. Y'all
amen. Yes,
Dr.
Ebony.
That. Okay.
I second that.
Because it's so close, you guys. It is so close. I got to thinking to myself a little while ago, aren't we living in the future? Isn't this 2023? When I was a kid, we used to dream about the year 2000. I'm showing my age now, right? And then it got here and it got ugly and crazy. And I was like, this is
Y2K.
unacceptable.
Y2K.
Right. We huddled up like, is it gonna be the end? No, the number is 2000 now. Like, duh. Yo, we lived through that mess. Okay. All of this stuff is so it's alignment for me. Like y'all know, I have battled this disease. I spent 36 years thinking like, okay, is this it? Like, is this all you got for me, God? Because I could have swore I was special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have swore I had a purpose, but I'm 36 and it's not looking like it. I need some help. Send me a SOS because I'm in dire straits here, okay? I was wearing wrist braces on both wrists. I was having to get injections for my tendonitis in my shoulder. I done been through every complication that you want to list, underneath when, the umbrella that's sickle cell, and survived all kind of other crazy stuff. All kind of other crazy stuff, right? And so that's what we mean when we call ourselves warriors, is death has come for us many a time, because every crisis is life-threatening. Every single one. It does not matter. We do not quantify pain over here amongst us, because we all know the type of pain that we go through. But that is something that you can only relate to if you have experienced it, just like childbirth. Y'all, I get so tickled by them YouTube videos of the boyfriends trying on the period simulator. And they just be like, oh, turn it off. And the girl be like, it's on 2 out of 10. You doing a lot. Like, you can't even take a little tickles on your abdomen. You don't even got to deal. We didn't even hit the night sweats, the hunger, the headaches, the emotional changes, okay, the loop-de-loops and whatnot. If you can't relate, you can't relate. We are warriors. Don't let anyone disrespect you. Don't you ever let anyone try to tell you how many years you have on this earth. They're not God. And you find your healing by any means necessary. Whatever, you have to open your hand in order to receive anything. If you want to receive healing, you must be open to it by any means necessary. I am living proof of that. So yeah, I'm 38 now. What's been going on the last 2 years? What's the difference between 36 and 38, Lena? Well, I started taking the medicine.
Well, I was pastor. That's co-pastor right there, y'all, because she is on it. That's co-pastor.
Okay, look, hold on. Here we go right here.
Sending the virtual cup for the collection.
Pass the collection plate.
You know the infamous saying, I won't be there. I won't be before you long.
I won't be before you long. I will not be before you long, okay? Just give me about 16 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's just so great to be amongst real warriors that I know I can legit look to my left and right and know that y'all know what I've been through. And I don't have to explain myself. Black men, Black warriors, y'all the strongest people on this planet. I'm starstruck by Brandon McCoy. I don't know about y'all. I was creeping on his TikTok. Yeah, Brandon, all the good stuff is happening because you're exceedingly handsome. You have skills, but it's the face. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just saying. But yeah, y'all, we are diamonds. Okay, don't let anyone disrespect you. So yeah, I woke up 2 years ago because I found my healing. I kept saying, you got something for me today? What is something new out there? Let me try that. See if it worked. You know what I'm saying? And my combination now has made it so that y'all, I never thought I would see the day where I don't have to wake up and immediately like give myself a 1-2 punch of like morphine and perks. Like I thought that was going to be the rest of my life. Like every day, bam, 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 bam. Okay. Every day. That's what I thought, like, girl, this cannot be real. But that's how crazy the pain was. It was like this, like, you can't escape this. You can't get around me. You know what I'm saying? The fatigue just glued your bones to the mattress. You want to get up, but you're glued, you know? I got so tired of that, y'all. I got so tired of that. I started looking to my spiritual. When I hit that spiritual healing, when I started searching for that spiritual healing, that's when I was washed over with a healthy portion of good health. And I no longer take meds every day like that. Y'all don't need pain meds no more. I've been on pain meds for decades. Back before the opioid crisis, when they was handing them bad boys out like bottles, like here you go. This was before, the moms got addicted because they had a toothache, and they had to cut it off real bad. I've been through it all. We have been through it all, every single step in this country, in this world, in our respective cities, in our own families. Some of our own families is like, oh, it hurts me so bad to see you suffer. Okay, I get that, but I'm the one suffering. Let's not forget, like, I know it hurts to see this, but I'm experiencing it. There's a huge difference. So yeah, when I started feeling better, I woke up, I did one of these, I looked around, I said, oh no, this will not do. This will not stand, because I felt like a queen and everything around me was all of a sudden inadequate and out of date, not my family, but just my circumstances. I was over everything. I needed new friends, new clothes, new everything. I mean, I don't really have no money. I don't have it like that. But this room where I now do my little YouTubes and stuff, and I let people know what's going on, this wasn't here 2 years ago. It wasn't. I had no hopes. I had no dreams. I was planning to get my affairs in order at 36 because I could feel my body being battle worn by sickle cell from the inside out. Like, your blood is your own enemy. And so I couldn't take it anymore. I completely was able to remake myself. I immediately found Shabreon and was like, hey girl, I just woke up. Where we at? Okay, are we advocating? I'm on it. I'm on it because there's no time to waste. You know how many friends I've lost to this? Woo! Amen. Amen.
Man.
Okay, so yeah. That is,
we are it. We are it. That's what it is. The word is us. The word is resilience. The word is never giving up. The word is not allowing racism or capitalism to rob you of your healing and your autonomy as a person. Because hospitals, I hate to break it to y'all, hospitals, like we spoke about earlier, those are stores in America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When that doctor comes to your hospital room where you are admitted, that shows up now on your bill like a house call did in the old days. The doctor is saying, I'm not going down there. They don't want to go down there now. Like, there's some weird stuff going on in this country. And we get the brunt of it, you guys, because we're Black and we're sick. And to some people, that sounds like useless. Don't be a woman. Don't be a man. Don't be a man talking about you can't come into work today. A Black man?
Don't be Black. Let's just try don't be Black.
Lena, to actually touch on that, I spoke I mentioned it earlier. I spoke with about 10 doctors and nurses in a group altogether at Children's Hospital back in like 2005 or 2006. And the point of it was to get funding through the state for sickle cell. There was a certain amount, I don't remember the amount so long ago, but we reached that amount by everyone signing this bill to pass. And when it hit Congress or whoever was supposed to approve the bill, we were told that they were not going to pass the bill because we were going to die anyway. And they didn't put it in those specific terms, but that's what it was.
Yes, ma'am. They told the truth about how they feel and how they operate. That's that black cloud of hatred and disgust and evil and the opposite of brotherhood and fellowship.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just have something to like just to say towards what you all were talking about. Uh, I said that I think I was talking to you, Tanisha, yesterday. I think that was it. When I said don't be an accessory to your own murder, I mean that.
You were talking to me when you said that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had a lot of conversations yesterday, so you have to excuse me. But yeah, don't be an accessory to your own murder. I mean that from the bottom of my heart because listen, if they can, they will.
Yeah, because they've
And
done
you
it
have to be the
before.
one standing in the way.
It's honestly it's quite sad because a lot of people think that America has changed.
Oh
Nothing in
no,
America has really changed, you guys. America is still the same place. The
they're
things
still the
have
same
just
people.
yes, like we all this is still the same story playing out. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter how many times people try to erase it or white out it or whatever, that doesn't matter. And it surely won't matter in the end where everyone is being judged on their own beam of light. Okay. You can't hop on your grandmama's beam of light, baby, at the rapture. I'm sorry to tell you. That's not how it works. Everyone will be judged themselves for their decisions in this life. We can be 1% better every day. That's still better than we were the day before. We face so much injustice because we exemplify in America the most ugliest, facets of the heart of America. That was the truth that they said to you, Marlene. And I apologize because that's traumatic, right? Having somebody look you in your eye and say something that vile. Ew.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on a little bit. Let's switch gears. I appreciate you, Lena, though, because you did touch up on a lot of amazing
Girl,
topics.
just hit me
You
with
know,
the
I,
plate.
listen,
Meet me at the church office, the finance office after.
okay, Josiah, would you like to
Sure.
answer the original question and then add whatever you like to add to that?
Yeah, we've had pastor and co-pastor going, but now it's time for the real one to come on up. No, no, no. No, honestly, when I think about legacy and definitely my passion, I think about first of all my dad being a preacher. He is a pastor. And when he got word that my mom was pregnant. He actually changed his life around. He wasn't a pastor at the time, but he didn't want his son to be doing certain things that he wanted to do. And he asked God for a name. So he said God gave him the name Josiah, the second youngest king in the Bible, who did right all the days of his life. And but also I can also think about, God also told him that, his son would be a leader. And when growing up with sickle cell, of course, I wasn't all that sickly. My teenage years, I was kind of sickly, 1 through 10. And my mom even showed me pictures and she better not get on here and show that picture either, of me in my diapers, leading my older siblings. We were the choir and I was the choir director. But it's like but something eventually changed. And that was in my adult years. My teenage years, I actually was able to do a lot of different things, as far as play baseball, things that, my doctor was very scared, but they say, you take good care of yourself. But then in my early 20s, mid 20s, something kind of changed. And, I started getting sick and I even got to a point where I was in the hospital literally every month or every other month. I was just about in the hospital and really dealt with depression, going back to what Lena said about how, it took her the last 2 years, she's taken off, and I kind of have a similar story where, I was just depressed because my mind was, I'm hurting, I'm in pain, you people don't understand, friends, people that you're close with, you're looking for that support and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And, it was a heart, a very downtrodden thing. And I was very downtrodden, saying, God, why me? You know, I'm born and raised in the church. I'm halfway doing what I'm supposed to do. I wasn't always doing what I was supposed to do. But I'm like, you know, what is going on? And it's really, honestly, I want to say maybe like the last 5 or 6 years. And I'm one, you know, going about how Brother Amos said it, you know, that he, you know, I am one that I go visit my sickle cell warriors in the hospital. I go and I advocate for them. Me being a fellow a healthcare employee, you know, I know how to, you know, not just go to the charge nurse, but say, give me the nursing administrator, say, give me the chief nursing officer, ask for the chief medical officer, you know, to review this medical case, you know, and I love doing that. And it kind of started with that. Actually went to a sickle cell. What really started with my advocacy and talking about passion and legacy is I tell this story all the time. Going to the sickle cell clinic down here at Memorial Hospital, and a close friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine, who also had sickle cell. You know, he always pushed me to advocate, and I was one I never wanted nobody to know. I was upset. I was mad at God, you know, that I had sickle cell, that I had this painful disease, that I had, you know, limitation, you know, and I never forget. He always tell me, Joe, you got a voice, you got a voice. I'm like, yeah, yeah, whatever. And I sarcastically said to him, he said, Joe, people need to hear you. People listen to you. And I say, okay, Kevin, I'll say something. And that was my last time speaking to Kevin. I got the call that next day that Kevin had passed away. But I, even though it was in sarcasm, I stayed true to my word to him. And I've been advocating ever since. And literally, I went from Nurse Ebony will tell you, Dr. Ebony will tell you, from me being in the sickle cell clinic all the time to me now barely going. And I forgot in the introductions that I was able to even take over my dad's renovation company, Frierson Enterprise down in Miami, where we go and just, you know, fix up houses. And I'm blessed to have a team that they make it easy for me, where I don't have to work too hard, you know, and they, you know, and good guys. But, you know, I was able to do that. And then about 6 years ago, I just said, God, now I just took over my dad's company, but about 6 years ago, I just said, God, I can't do this anymore. You know, I've tried it my way. I've done what I wanted to do. You know, God, what is it for you? Like Lena talked about that spiritual healing. And I just submitted my life to God. I just said, God, I'm going to do your will. I'm going to do your way. I'm going to live for you. And I started getting in my word. I went to my pastor and he kept urging me, you need to do this. You got a calling. And, you know, always hearing that calling, and even hearing my aunt years ago, I was just telling my dad this, who, you know, she was the pastor. She brought pretty much most of my family into God. And remember her saying years ago when she kind of gave her church to someone else, she said, son, continue the legacy, continue what I've set up, and never thought anything of it. But I told my dad recently, I said, you know, I now understand what she was saying. And I got serious about God. I started praying. I started fasting. I started wanting to live for God, you know, not chasing any woman, but the woman God has in store for me. And literally I went from being in pain all the time to, it's been 5-6 years since I've been in the hospital for sickle cell. I went in for a little bout in COVID in 2020, and that was just 10 days. But other than that, literally about 5 years now since I've been in the hospital, been hospitalized for sickle cell. You know, I've been preaching the word. I've been doing God's word. And my whole life, I've always had a connection with children. You know, always been able to just connect with kids on a different way. And, you know, my pastor, you know, he said, I'm gonna put you over to young men. And, you know, just to see and hear their mothers, the feedback from their mothers, the feedback from the church members. You know, they've never opened up to someone like this before, how they come to me and call me. One of them, I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan, NFL football, and he's a Philadelphia fan, and he decided, I see some claps now, and he decided to call me and sell out because Philadelphia won, because I didn't have no quarterbacks. We're going to throw that out there. But Philadelphia won, and I let them have that. But this is stuff that they're telling me they would never do. You know, just got on one case by the school. So you better, and they're actually listening to me. And that's why I said I'm in the process of starting a mentorship program. And, you know, when God bless me with that wife, I'll go and have kids. But that's what my legacy would be. It will be to my children. My dad waited a little late to have me in his 40s, so he is 70 something now. So, I definitely want him to be able to see his grandkids before God take him home, which that's going to be years from now. We ain't worry about that. But my legacy, of course, would be my children. My legacy would be the young men and women that I will help out. My legacy would be preaching the word. As I said, I was 2 years old, the youngest. I'm the second young, then the one on top. The old school call it the knee baby. Y'all in the 40s might know that. But when I say knee baby, people look at me crazy. But that's the one on top of the baby. I'm the knee baby, but yet I'm directing as in Pampers the older kids, and they allow me to doing it. And my legacy would be those kids. My legacy would be preaching God's word. My legacy would be my children when God allows me to have them. My legacy would be going out and advocating for sickle cell patients, for letting them know that we are a strength, we are a force, that we can do the impossible. I don't want to go too holy, but as I often say, there's nothing impossible in God, and everything is possible in God. The doctor just recently tried to tell me that I'm having some type of kidney issues, but I give it to God no matter what's going on. My legacy will be faith and trusting in God, no matter how tough it get, no matter what's going on. Um, you know, and I'm not claiming that kidney situation, because I know my God is a healer, and I don't care what no doctor got to say and want to put an age limit on us. Let me tell you something: God is still a healer. He's still
You better preach.
a miracle worker. He still can do the impossible. He went to the cross for a reason. He went to the cross for a reason. But see, what people fail to realize and forget, that he rose on the third day with all
Thursday morning. Come on, doctor.
still healing in that blood. So let me tell you something. I know in tough times I learned, I'm going to change my eating habits. I'm going to do what I need to do. We got to do our part. But I'm going to definitely make sure I always call on Jesus, because I know he can.
No other help you know.
See. And then y'all go ahead.
Jesus.
Boy, you know
Now I'm
what?
running out of offering money now.
Y'all,
Y'all gonna have to
y'all
help
have
now.
did y'all have did it tonight. Y'all have took me to church
I need a
tonight.
church fan. I need money. I need Lord have mercy. What?
And you tell me what all these prayer warriors on here can't do. You tell me if y'all can't get a word through God on this line. I didn't
Mhm.
realize I was dealing with no prayer warriors like this. Y'all make me feel like I feel good.
Listen, I feel like I need to
I'm
be a
in the right
Bible
place
study or
at the
something.
right time.
That's
That's
great.
why I say
I'm in the right place at the right time. Y'all just gave me confirmation. Boy, this is good tonight. Josiah, whatever you do, man, don't you ever take your hand out of God's hand, and don't you ever allow him to take him off you, man, because that's powerful. Like, y'all have really honestly blessed me on tonight. And I'm so happy to be a part of this group. And I don't usually associate myself with a lot of stuff, because I'm very, 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 very skeptical about what I get involved in. But y'all let me know tonight that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Amen.
This
yes.
is good.
I say.
Real quick.
It's hard to hear.
Huh?
Can
I
y'all
was saying it was
hear me?
hard to hear. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, somebody.
Okay. Because I was like, for some reason, I said, like, yeah, probably. Just literally
It's
on
kind of
my,
breaking up, Shay.
yeah. Scratch myself. So I'll be back.
I just want to say something. You breaking in and out, Shay. Is everybody else froze?
I think she said she was gonna log out and log back in because her connection
Okay.
was breaking
I,
up.
I want to say this, going off of what Josiah said. When we did that prayer fast and the live, y'all, I really, before the live started and we decided to do it, I was kind of skeptical about doing it, because I felt like there were a bunch of people that were probably going to take it the wrong way, or try to say that I was trying to preach, or try to say that she don't need to be talking about God and this, that, and the
Don't you
third.
ever be ashamed, or wherever you go, don't you ever be ashamed of God. Don't you
I
ever.
ain't
Right.
done
Wherever
yet.
you go, take him. Take him with you. And guess what? Because guess what? The devil will flee. If he got to flee, we don't want him in the midst.
But hold on.
Baby,
So
you.
I'm not done yet. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
All
So
right.
what you saying? Never let fear challenge your purpose. Never let fear turn into doubt. And never let fear turn you away from the purpose or the vision and dream that you have for yourself. God is going to always make sure whatever it is that you're doing in your life, He's going to give you every tool that you need to make that happen. And when you call yourself a legend and a GOAT and you leave in legacies, it's no way you can make it without God. And I want everybody to understand that even in the midst of the storms and the pain and the hospital visits and the sticks and the blood draws and everything else, regardless of what we see, God's plan for our lives is always going to make sure that your purpose stands strong. And I just wanted, he was talking, one of the scriptures that came to my mind, and it was something I wrote down from yesterday when I was studying. It said, the promise of God's presence, and he gave me three different scriptures. And one of the ones when he was talking, it said, the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. 24, though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God, and I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. In Isaiah 41:10 was that verse. And that stuck out to me when he was talking just then, because a lot of times I feel like when I get doctor's reports or visits to the doctor, sometimes I'm kind of hesitant about what they're going to say, or waiting on that lab result to come back, or this and that. And I had to realize sometimes you got to take your fear and your doubt out of situations, and you got to speak boldly to the promise on your life. And when you want to leave something behind and you want to leave a legacy, you're going to have to understand that favor over fear is always going to triumph. And whenever you put your feet on that ground, you got to walk by faith and know, devil, there's no devil in hell that's going to stop me from fulfilling my purpose. And that includes sickle cell. So I want y'all to just, anytime you go out and you talking to somebody or you're trying to advocate for sickle cell, stop and pray with that person, or stop and give them some type of encouragement, because nowadays it seems like people are always getting misjudged or labeled because of how they act a certain way or how they talk. But it's okay for you to go to warfare and go to bat fellow advocates and your friends. Like, don't ever feel like you can't do that. And I've learned that easily when working with Josiah, that even though we may have sickle cell, a lot of people look at us because we're advocates, but the connection that we have is on a kingdom level. It's deeper than sickle cell. So don't be fearful. Turn that doubt into favor. Turn that doubt into faith, and walk in that.
Yeah. Amen to that. Because I'm gonna be honest about when I first decided to stop running, right? Because that's what I was doing at one point. I was running from myself. I was running from God. I was running from the power I felt within me. Um, and when I decided to stop, I submitted myself fully and totally to God, and He changed me. He changed my circumstances. He changed the people in my life around me, the circle that I have now, the family that I've built over time, the people that, I collaborate, work with, all of y'all, you know, y'all are family to me. Like, I really genuinely, like, y'all could always call me. Anybody, I'm not unreachable. I mean, I might be busy because I'm a mom, but I will always, do what I can when I can. And so I just wanted to say that because it really, when I first came into this community and the way that I was embraced by some people, one of the first people that embraced me just so happens to be Diamond Ray Edmondson. For those of you who know who I'm talking about, y'all know how amazing he was, and we're right around the time that we lost him. And it's crazy because every year on my birthday now, I think about that, how that was the last time I heard from him. And I get a little sad, but I'm mostly happy, because in finding myself through God, I allowed myself to be vulnerable in ways that I hadn't in a very long time, especially with people with sickle cell. Um, and when I say I love someone, when I say, when I tell people how amazing they are, when I say all these things, I truly mean them. So I I get a sense of peace and happiness because I was able to tell him, I love you, brother. I was able to tell him, you mean so much to me. He was able to say the same thing to me. One of the last things he said, I'm coming to Texas so I can get some more of that food. So, things like that, memories that I hold in just knowing that it's not just me that I'm doing this for. And it's not just my legacy that I feel responsible for either, because Diamond entrusted me with so much of his gifts in him that I not only have what I contribute to the world, I have a lot of him, and I have a lot of his work and his gifts and a lot. And it's like when you have stuff from multiple people hurts. It's just like when you have stuff like that and you have that connection with people, you kind of, I know that the community has gone through a lot of loss, and you kind of want to just say, I'm done. I can't be close to anybody again, But I can honestly say that you're just doing yourself a disservice because we amazing, okay? We out here
Thought
doing
that
it.
before, Shabreon. We mentioned 5 warriors just recently passed, and it was all within a month. But not counting those warriors, I can't even really count on my hand how many warriors I done became friends with or became family with, and that have passed away. I was at a point last year when I was just like, you know what? I'm not adding any more sickle cell warriors to my Facebook or my Instagram.
Yeah.
And I thought about it for it didn't take that long. I thought about it for like maybe 5 hours, and 5 minutes. I was like, does that even make sense? Does that really make sense? But yeah, I love you guys all. We all family. We're gonna be here for each other. Yeah.
And I just love that we pour into, you know what I'm saying? Not just take away, but it's mutually, we're not draining each other.
That
It's
might be
really
Marlene. I think Marlene needs to mute. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, Shabreon.
okay. Yeah. Now I was just saying we're not draining each other. It's mutually beneficial to have these and cultivate these friendships, these relationships with each other, because it's I know there's times, I'm not gonna lie, especially this last time when I was sick, I thought I would listen. I made a video on TikTok. A lot of people know. Like, I was like, listen, if something happened to me, and I meant it. I felt like the hospital was gonna kill me. And honestly, I'm grateful that I have the people that I have in my corner. And fighting that hard to get back to just being here with my daughter. And then sometimes it makes me kind of forget who I am. I know a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about when I say that. Makes you forget who you are sometimes when you get so sick, and you just don't remember how amazing you are. You don't remember how how far you've come, you know, and to have people that remind me of that and just gives me that second win, that means the world to me. So I just want to say that because, you know, I don't know if you know, Marlene, but you really made my day last week. Like, you really did. Like, I forgot who I was for a little bit. And, you know, just to talk to you, you breathed that air back into me, into my lungs that I needed. So I appreciate you. And I just wanted to publicly say that and publicly thank you for that, because things like that matter. You know, we all go through it sometimes. And to acknowledge that is the first step to kind of getting over it. So, anybody
I
got
just want to add something.
it?
Yeah. So although I'm not a warrior, I would say that, like you said, Shabrian, the relationship between you all is important because only you guys know how to speak life into other people that's going through what you're going through, right? But even when you mention Diamond and you mention Hurts, even in death, like even just the topic of this segment about legacy, you're helping to carry that person's legacy, and you're
Yeah.
helping to speak to other people about the examples that they led by, right? So even that isolation is the enemy. Like I can tell you unequivocally, isolating yourself from people that are like you and having those friendships and building those like networking skills is really a disservice. Not only because there's power in numbers, but who better to speak to someone's legacy and what they meant to the world than someone close to you. So even in death, although it is hard, like I have to take mental health breaks from Facebook because, like you guys said, it's warrior after warrior sometimes, and it's like, God, I can't even like hold that in right now. But I don't let that. I come back, right? And I don't let it discourage me. But I think there's just based on the topic of legacy and death, like it's just, I don't know, it just kind of, you brought it full circle when you started talking about fallen warriors, because you are now carrying that torch for that person, and now you're keep helping to keep their legacy alive, if that makes sense. So
Oh
I
yeah,
just
it
wanted to
makes
add that.
perfect sense, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh. Like, it can be overwhelming a little bit, just because it's like you supposed to be here doing this with me. And now, but I just, you know, I know that I have way too much work to do. I have so much to do, and that's how I know God's gonna keep me here as long as I gotta do it, because it's it's very clear to me, you know, that this wasn't by mistake, it was by design. Everything that has happened for a reason. The fact that I am even a filmmaker and I decided not to, being from LA, being in proximity to work in the industry that I went to school for, but choosing not to go totally left field and work in the community is like, whoa, this was not the plan,
Oh my
but
God.
it was God's plan.
That's the
So,
same, Shabreon. We have the same story. Who was that earlier talking about, like, okay, you going to your job and you're like, wait, I can't be out here doing this. Was that you, Marlene? Who was saying that? Like, that was you, Tanisha. You, like, as soon as I was done in high school, I knew I wanted to, you know, get my culinary arts degree. And I did. I found a 18-month program that would allow me to get my associates in culinary arts and restaurant management. And it was about 3 hours from my house. So it's in Louisville. And my mom was like, you trying to go how long away from where? Your doctor, like you're a hematologist, though. I didn't care. I had to get away. And I did that, y'all. I got my degree. It almost did cost me like a lot. I had the worst pain crisis in my whole life while I was there during those 18 months. And I still graduated with ropes and sashes. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is so good. Um, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I was a chef for this long because because my body was like, girl, what are you doing? Y'all, it's a hard job. It's like 2,000 degrees back there where Gordon be yelling at on the line, Gordon Ramsay, he be on there smashing plates and stuff. Y'all, it is hot in there. It's 2,000 degrees. And like, you don't think about that kind of stuff until you're in it. So then you're a chef now. You're in the kitchen. You got your chef whites on, and you're drenched in sweat. And then your life is flashing before your eyes because you can feel the crisis coming. And then you're thinking, how did I get here? Deborah Cox, tell me, how did I get here? And you don't know because you were told to go get your education. Go do that, go to school. And I did, y'all, but it almost killed me. Okay?
They say if you want to make God laugh, you tell him your plans.
Your plans.
Because he laughed hard, okay?
I was like, oh. So it's like you never know what's going to happen because I had to mourn the loss of my career before my husband had even, or future husband then, had even completed his 4-year, college at Purdue. Like he was like halfway. And I had already had to mourn the loss of my career that I had been working towards since like high school. I had all the credits and everything. And so it's like, it wasn't about my capability or my lack thereof. I'm not lacking. How basic. I am not lacking. No, we are not lacking. Absolutely not. Okay. I just had to learn a lesson, which is that your physical limitations, boo-boo, are real. And you need to get your act together because yes, you were a chef. You completed that storyline. That was season 1. Now let's go and see what. And then you guys, I ended up taking a break. I had to allow myself to heal. I became a bridal stylist. I was a bridal stylist for years. And I was really good at that. Not gonna lie. I was very good at that. Okay, completely different, but I still creative type, attention to detail. I know what looks good on a woman's body. I'd already been a model and hair model before. Very easy. Fell into that. I still wasn't 100% happy though. I didn't become happy, Shabreon, until the Lord spun me around real quick and said, you're a sickle cell advocate. How do I have to spell it out? Like it felt so like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And so now here we are in the midst of one another, where just 2 hours can go by and it feels like the blink of an eye because we are together in the spirit. We are on one accord. We know that we are shifting the focus of what it looks and feels and sounds like when sickle cells is brought up in any room, in any subject. Here in my hometown these days, people are sick of me because everywhere sickle cell is, I'm there too. You said something about sickle cell in this room? Talk to me. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Okay, I'll be at the State House for Advocacy Day this Monday. Got to talk to you about that. I will be, welcoming people to my city. I mean, NFLers and their families and whatnot. Okay, I'll be shaking hands and rubbing elbows with senators and things in my blazer and stuff. Okay, who am I? Who am I? Right?
You go, girl.
Y'all, anybody can do this. Anywhere you are. Amos, you, Minister Josiah, Brandon, all y'all on here, y'all are advocates. And that means something. Everyone on here is an advocate. That means something. That means that when a person is having the worst moment of their life, they know that they have not been forgotten about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd have had that. I wish I could have had an advocate when I was, in that room. Okay. Just in that room, whether it was the hospital room or my home, room at home, right? Because that might as well be a hospital room sometimes too. Just come to me because I can't come out of here today. Okay. Bring the pole in here. Okay. Like, just do whatever you need to do. That place, we are banishing that because we do not want to keep perpetuating the suffering, especially since it is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Suffering is not necessary. It is not. It is not. There are some people, some religions, some, practices where people tell you and try to preach that you must suffer in this life in order to, wear your crown and, in heaven. And I don't believe that. The Lord told us he wants us to have good lives and he wants us to have abundance, right? He wants that for us here together while we are in the struggle. And it is possible.
It is.
So I don't want to hold y'all because it's, I probably should be on my way, but I just wanted to reiterate that everyone should tell how to reach them or like their, hashtags or like, social media handles and stuff, because this is the beginning of more flames being ignited where people are waking up and coming out of that dark place.
And also, I was also going to say, anything you have going on, past, present, future, if you want to put it in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure you do that. Promote yourself, promote what you have going on, so that, this is to show, this is not to brag. We're not, different from the warrior who's stuck in the bed right now. The only difference is we persevere, we don't quit. And when we get knocked back down, we get back up swinging. That's it. That's it. So if you know you got those qualities, just it sounds so easy when I say just do it, but it really is. It does just come down to you mentally accepting yourself and accepting that regardless of your situation, there is no glass ceiling. You can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do it at 20. You can do it at 30. You can do it at 40. You can do it at 50, 60. It does not matter. Okay? Don't think it's too late. It's too late doesn't even register, people.
It ain't too late until you lay flat on your back.
Right.
That's when time is
when you
up.
have no more breath in your body, that's when it's too late.
That's when it's
Other
up.
than that, every second, I tell my daughter this all the time. Every second of every day is a chance and a choice to change and do better and be better. That's it. You are actively practicing for the life that you have and the life that you want every single day. So if you know every day you can practice discipline, you can work on your discipline a little bit more, do that.
Can I say something? Y'all have really inspired me tonight. Like, this group of people, I don't know if y'all can see what I see when I look at this group, but you guys, man,
I see it.
y'all have the ability to touch millions. And when I do say millions, I mean millions. This panel, and like I said, I usually don't get involved in a lot of stuff because I'm very careful about what I attach my name to and who I attach my name to. But you guys, man, y'all have inspired me. Y'all have made me look at some things differently. Y'all, hey, boo. Y'all have made me want to change some things about myself. My nurse as well. But I mean, y'all have really honestly made me look at a lot of different things and a lot of different. I mean, like this right here. And like I say, I'm one that, I mean, I beat myself up a lot when it comes to sickle cell because I know it's so much more that I should be doing. But I do want to keep in contact with all of y'all. And like I said, this is a great start. I mean, and I'm eager to see what we finish at, should I say. We've started something, so let's see what the ball, how is it going to go and how we're going to finish. Because we have a lot of people that we can touch. We have a lot of kids that need us. We have a lot of people that don't have a voice. Right? So, like I say, man, this has been great. Like for real, like y'all just don't know. Like I'm on 100 right now. And when I first got on here, I was a little down. I was a little, slack in my spirit. I was a little, I had a lot going on in my mind. And just to get on here and connect with beautiful people, people that have a purpose, people that are not letting life beat them down because of the things that we experience and the things that we go through. It lets me know that I'm on the right path. I know that I'm doing something right. And I want you guys to continue to do the same thing. I mean, like, don't ever let anybody change who you are. I mean, you ready? Hold on, y'all. Just hold on, just a second.
Okay. Anyone else have anything they want to say? Speak now.
Right now, I wanted to say that I appreciate Shabreon for putting this all together. It was an amazing, amazing panel. I'm glad that you reached out to me to be able to speak. And all of us on here have talent, and we're going to continue having talent and being sickle cell warriors and advocating. Hey, baby girl.
Hi.
And yeah, I just really appreciate the future adventures that we'll all have together, and continuing working with you, Shabreon, on our little skits that we'll be doing soon.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, anyone else have anything they want to say? Hi.
Oh,
What you doing?
Hey,
Okay.
Nyla girl.
Hi.
She's like, I need my spotlight too. Excuse me.
I'm like, this is not the Jay and Nyla show right now. Okay. Just give me a little minute. That's it. We'll do it live tomorrow or something.
Somebody need to mute again.
want to say something?
Yeah, of course.
First, thank you, Shabreon, for having
Oh,
me
let's
on.
mute. Let's mute ourselves. I'm sorry.
Again, thank you for having me on here. It was definitely a pleasure and my honor to be here with fellow warriors. But I just want to leave not just this group, because I am inspired to know where this group goes at and what we do from here, but also those who are watching, those who might be going through something in your body, whether it's mentally, physically. If I don't know nothing, I know the devil gonna do his job. He gonna do his job to try to throw us off. And that's where we have to be strong. Like I heard Brother Amos say, he was going through some things. And it's easy. Listen, when you sitting in that hospital, and we all done been there, it's easy for him to play on your mind. It's easy for, when you're racking in your body in pain. But I'm gonna tell you this. If I ain't learned nothing, my story is very similar to y'all, with me going for firefighter paramedic here in Florida. You kind of got to do both to really make good money. And listen, when they lit that building on fire, me going for firefighter school, and I'm feeling that heat, and then I got diagnosed with avascular necrosis a little bit later, that wasn't the thing for me. And that's why we have to use wisdom with our decision making. But what I want to say, like I said, the devil gonna do his job, but that's when we got to persevere. That's when we got to continue to push on and see what the end gonna be. I think of even in Jude, I think it's verse 9, where the devil and Michael, the archangel Michael, was wrestling, and going through something. The archangel told him, "Devil, the Lord's rebuke you." He's already been rebuked. And see, well, we got to realize that even in these tough times, even when we're trying to do something, he gonna come do his job. But that's where we got to stand strong. And when our body racking in pain, Brother Amos, we got to go to the word where it says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God will deliver us out of them all." And when you're trying to do something and it gets tough, my favorite scripture I love to go back to is Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in well doing, for in due time you will reap if you faint not. It just pretty much means don't give up in doing what's right. Don't give up in advocating. Don't give up, Shabreon, in putting these things together. Don't give up, Brother Amos, and advocating for the sickle cell patients. Don't give up, Marlene, and you doing your modeling and your actressing and teaching the kids. Don't give up, Ebony, and fighting for Essence and giving great care to us. Don't give up, Brother Brandon, and dancing and getting sickle cell out there. Don't give up, Sister Lena, and continuing to advocate and do what you're doing. Don't give up, because at that designated time, you're going to reap. if you don't give up. So that I just want to leave everybody with that is don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. We all got a purpose, and don't leave this earth without fulfilling your purpose. And we're gonna fulfill our purpose. I'm done.
Let me find out you're trying to get a member down there at Razor Sharp Ministries. Let me
Listen,
go ahead and just get in my car and
yeah,
drive to
Nyla
Razor
clapping,
Sharp.
okay? She's
Baby,
like,
let me get the pastor phone number so I could text him and let him know that you are being a
You out
great
here
support.
shouting for the Lord.
Boy, y'all on fire tonight. Y'all.
I'm telling y'all, when
okay,
Josiah get
anyone
going,
else?
he get
That's that
busy.
Holy Spirit shake, Amos. You
It
got that
happens
Holy
every time.
Spirit shake in your head.
Yes.
Every time.
Anyone else have anything else they want to say? Stoppable.
I just want to say thank you, Shabreon. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for even thinking about the people that you have selected. Thank you for not giving up on your mission and your purpose, and knowing that regardless of who is in or who is out, you still have support and you have people around you that are going to stick by your side. We're going to love you. We're going to pray with you. And regardless of what they say or do, we all know that we are here for a reason, and we are going to help bring those that are under us up. And I would just tell everybody on here, don't ever be unteachable, and make sure that you give back what you know to someone else, because we all learn different. We're all taught different. So don't give up. Continue to fight. Continue to let God lead you. Don't let sickle cell detour you from anything that you want to do in life. It may give you some distractions and things where you have to make certain other plans that you didn't expect, but continue to hold on, y'all, because people are going every single day. And every time we get a chance to get up, I tell my sister and my nieces every morning, we get a chance to do this. We get to. Everybody doesn't get to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anyone else? Listen, I'm trying to give everybody a chance to say
All right,
something.
I'm gonna just say my little part. I said it at the top of the panel, but just thank you everybody on the platform for sharing your stories, because I'm able to share your stories with my warrior who's 14, right? So what you're doing is, I'm a firm believer in your purpose is never just for you, right? It's for the multitude. And so just these stories alone, I can show to Essence, and then she can show to other people. So don't stop speaking, even through the pain. Like, I don't know if Josiah remembers this, but when he talks about being in the clinic, Josiah used to pray, like pray the walls down in that clinic while having pain. Like, that's how far back I know Josiah. So even through the pain, just continue to use your voice, continue to use your talents, continue to advocate, because somebody is watching you and somebody is inspired by that. And then they in turn replicate what they see in you. So just thank you for being willing vessels and willing participants.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Listen,
Tell him I said hi and bye.
Bye, Nyla girl.
so that's Nyla. If you don't know her out there, she's she's my mini me. So I can't be mad. I'm just like, okay.
She's just building her foundation for her legacy. Leave her alone. She's trying to get her name and her face out there.
Listen, she get enough with the kid support group. She
Apparently not. She keep popping up on the screen, Shay.
Hey, I do lives with her too. I do videos. She's just like, oh, but no, we have to everything you do, mom. So,
In your footsteps.
what'd you say?
Said she's taking in your footsteps.
Listen, I can only hope. All right. Anybody else before I close this out? I want to thank before I say that, I just want to thank everyone who commented. I'll go back and respond to anything that I see, but so far I think you guys were just responding to what we were talking about at those specific times. And yeah, thank you Appreciate it. Leanza McLean. Okay, so anyone else? Well, before I close this out, what is she doing? Sorry, I get distracted.
Oh, Leah says thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat because it was active. Girl was pretty active today. So I appreciate that. I like seeing people that are engaging. And thanks to everybody on the panel, y'all. I got to go tend to my little family now. It's been a long day.
Yes.
I'm in Eastern Standard, so it's 9:25 here.
All right, you guys.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Before I go, I will leave you all with my positive words of wisdom. Come on, Ben. You ready? Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Until next time, folks. Peace.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye. Love y'all. Inbox me your number.